Go.
Hey, I'm Sean Callagy. I'm sitting with a portion of our awesome personal injury team in Jersey City office. And this is an extension really of our Thankful Thursday video from November 1st. And hello, Hala, how are you?
Hello, Sean.
Great. Vanessa, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Everything good?
All good.
So you are a new team member on the block. And what is interesting to me is we're going to talk about personal injury, but we're also going to talk about the culture and dynamics of mastery. And we're also going to talk about an interesting point, which is how some people think that, these principles are sort of crazy and unusual. And I'm in the process of writing my book, which I think I decide on the title, and I'll kind of throw that out there in a few. But let me ask you, this is different, is it not?
Very, very.
So-
I've only practiced for about 2 years now,
Yeah.
and this is different from any other firm that I've worked at. And going to what Anessa said earlier, is there's a lot of positive reinforcement. There's focusing on your positive energies and your positive qualities, which helps you become a better attorney, helps you build better relationships with clients, and excel at the field that you're working in.
Okay, so what I want to ask you though is, what has seemed so far, if anything, but really be open, so weird or strange that it's been like, ugh, that's a little uncomfortable, right? Has anything struck you that way? Because this is a lot of new energy, a lot of new material and information. Has anything struck you in that way that made you feel uncomfortable or nervous or like it was strange? Any of those things, uncomfortable, nervous, or strange?
I wouldn't say uncomfortable or strange, but a little nervous would definitely be, the whole team coming together and being answerable or accountable to so many different people who are watching your actions, who are watching how you work. And although it did make me nervous initially, it doesn't so much anymore. I like that team spirit. I like collaborating with so many people, and I think it's a great process that we have here at Callagy.
Awesome. And let's bounce back in a second. So, Anessa, I want to ask you a similar question. We met and we talked about in the Thankful Thursday video that you are an incredibly experienced, seasoned, awesome, person, knowledgeable in the personal injury world. You work with, people that are, well known and reputable, like Hala, but there's other people out there like that you've worked with. How would you compare? First, what were you thinking, like when you first started to hear from Hala about some of the ways that it was here? Did it, as somebody who's, I consider you to be a very direct person, a realist, and you have your opinions and your thoughts, which is awesome. You're a very free and individualized thinker. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. So with all that going on, when you started hearing about all this, were there any moments in the early stages where you thought that was weird, crazy, bizarre, made you uncomfortable, nervous, any of those things as well? Because for a lot of folks listening out there, when they begin to think about taking their life on, or even taking their personal injury case on, it could be scary. People live inside of boxes. They live in the boundaries that we've been taught about how to think and what life is and what people are and what money is and what work is, and all of these things people have most people have very fixed definitions of. And you had a lot of experience, and I think probably a lot of those definitions formed in your own mind and heart. So for you, what's it been like?
Well, in the beginning I was very nervous because it's a definitely different atmosphere, different experience, different outcomes here in the firm. And but as I started learning your techniques and I started appreciating life, I started appreciating myself more, and I started acknowledging what I'm capable of doing.
So that's interesting, right? That touches my heart. Why did you start appreciating yourself more? Because a lot of what we talk about here for you as well is loving ourselves, and for a lot of us that's challenging. I know I've gone through huge periods where I didn't have that distinction or that perspective about loving myself. That's not something we talk about. It sounds kind of odd, or appreciate yourself more. But it's critical, right? We can give really only from the place that we have inside. So for you, what was it that sort of helped you begin to appreciate yourself more?
Because I realized what I'm capable of doing, and that's something that...
But let me go slow for it, because this is helping people out there. What helped you achieve that realization?
I think you, Sean, I think you helped me achieve that because you made me realize that there's other things I'm capable of doing.
Awesome.
Besides,
Thank
being at the desk, and besides, going through paperwork the whole day. So, I know I'm capable of meeting other people, meeting doctors, creating a business development,
And you're very capable of connecting with clients as well.
Yes.
Right? And so what most people need and want, we have 6 human needs, but significance. They want to feel that they matter, right? And connection. And by the way, I keep saying this. So, because it's easy to watch the videos and go, so you're claiming that you guys are perfect at doing it. No, we're not perfect at doing that, because the only way to be perfect at doing that is if we're having lunch and dinner every day with our clients, every one of them, right? Which of course is impossible. So we're working hard at doing the best job we possibly can at that, and certainly trying to separate ourselves in enormous ways from other law firms, albeit imperfectly, right? But that's the goal, that's the outcome we're seeking, and you've done such a great job of that. And watching your confidence grow, watching the joy that you're having grow, and hearing how you used to feel has been incredibly gratifying for me, because that's a big part of what our mission is here, right? To have people that come here and we believe that we can serve our clients better if we're taking care of one another also and making people feel that way. And one of the first stages is to have people feel connected to what we're doing and to feel significant. So what I'm hearing is, right, Vanessa, that your feeling of significance here has grown. Is that fair?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And our senior significance and who you are, your special gifts and talents,
Mm-hmm.
as well as you feel more connected here. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
And how would you, just like a simple thumbnail, I'm not asking you any place specific that you were before, because you were multiple places,
Mm-hmm.
but how would you compare sort of culture there to the culture here? Like, what would you say about it?
The culture here is, we're more like a family here.
Is it real though? Because people hear that, and they're like, you're a law firm, right? Like, that's got to be a bunch of bull. You put out all these videos and say all this stuff, and it's a bunch of hype nonsense, over at Callagy Law.
No, it's absolutely, we work together here. I think working together is a very important thing, especially working in a personal injury department. So being a family, understanding each other, and again, I'm repeating myself, working together is a very important thing.
Do you feel more cared about here?
I do, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. And so, Vanessa, thank you very much. And how about yourself? Sort of same question. When we first met, you came in as a very successful personal injury attorney. You're somebody that had, $17 million settlement, is that right? You had a jury verdict on a very low impact case that you get for $300,000. You had a very successful firm. You've given birth to, meaning in the job world, other very successful attorneys in the state of New Jersey, right? And so when we started talking about all this stuff, was there any part you're like, what does this guy think he knows that I don't know? I've been around the block and back again. I've been successful. I've lived, in places around the world. Like, was there some of that? Be honest though. In the beginning, take me through what you thought. In the beginning, the middle, and now, if you could. Honestly, just totally wide open.
Yeah, truly and honestly, in the very, very beginning, there was part of me thinking, why is Sean insisting on doing these things? I mean, I thought, my time could be spent better doing other things, whether it's, videos or, these things or the, connections you talk about.
Cutting Christmas trees down.
Yes, the first week.
Holiday tree.
December 11th I started. My first week on the job, we went to cut Christmas trees, which was really awesome. So there was a little part of me thinking, why are we wasting so much time on this? But, I mean, the difference in how I'm thinking about it now is night and day, truly and really, because all of these things, whether it's cutting down Christmas trees, taking everybody to Grand Canyon, practice mastery, working on your own personal development and growth and learning, all of these lend themselves to being more successful, producing more, being happier, being grateful, which, by the way, does not only impact the office environment and my productivity level, it impacts my personal life. Because when you're attaining to constantly grow and learn, you implement this in your personal life. with your children at home, your relationships with your friends, which is, you know, a great added bonus. So now I am a very, very strong believer. And, you know, especially when we talk about relationships, the key is relationships. And I think part of the reason that, you know, I've been successful in the personal injury world is because I've always believed that it's not a client, just a client in a personal injury case, but the relationship is important, to have that rapport, to have the client be comfortable to speak to me openly and honestly, and have that connection to make them feel like they can reach out to me, they can call me, they can sit down with me. So is my thought process different? Oh my God, you know, completely.
And Hal has done such an incredible job, and Nessa as well, of taking the information and just enthusiastically driving the mission forward. And when we say mission, like these words get weird because we have strange feelings about people that get passionate about things, right? We're taught that, oh, you know, and people have made negative comments about me in my life saying that, oh, you know, what are you gonna drink the Kool-Aid over there? Or he drank the Kool-Aid, right? Is that fair, right? And so, you know, my response to that though is,
It tastes really good though.
it does, right? But my response to that is that, because the good Kool-Aid,
Yes.
that the poison Kool-Aid, which is what the joke and the reference is to, and I used to be a lot more defensive, and I used to get so angry and frustrated when I would hear things like that. And I've been working on my own empathy and love for other people, not making them wrong, but hopefully, which is I think what the political parties do to each other, everybody's making each other wrong, that doesn't change anything. It's understanding that I get people's fear. I get that sometimes people can share things and it's too good to be true, and they can attempt to tell people, you know, nonsense to make them like them. And this isn't nonsense. And what I really am saying though is you're drinking the Kool-Aid when you're being told not to pursue your dreams, not to love yourself, not to be enthusiastic, not to get out on the dance floor, not to take on a new hobby, not to get out of a bad relationship, right? And try to work on it, right? But it doesn't work, right? To move along, not to make the important changes for your own happiness and for the happiness of the people that you love and that are around you. And that's, you're drinking the Kool-Aid if you're accepting these limitations, this negativity. You guys agree?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And like, this is real though, right? Like, let me just do this. Am I really like this? Am I typically happy and energized and positive and walking around, or like I get off camera and then I'm a different person, like miserable
Most
and whatever?
definitely. The excitement, the energy, the positivity is always there. And it's not really drinking the Kool-Aid, it's really drinking the gratitude, the love, the positivity.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it just does wonders. And the power of that is just immeasurable.
For sure. And I thank you for saying always. I'm not always, right? I'm not always. In fact, yesterday, you know, I felt really frustrated yesterday. Tiffany probably sees more of my frustration she's filming than anyone, because we communicate a lot and she helps us with the videos and other things. And so yesterday afternoon, you know, I had like 4 things in a row that were things that weren't going the way I wanted to, things I didn't want to be happening. And so, yeah, I felt this rise up. You know, I was in a great state and I had, you know, other priorities for my day. And it was, you know, it was definitely things I didn't want to feel. But it's okay to feel that way. It's how quickly we get through and resolve it. You know, there's so many scientific ways to do this. And I'll, you know, just for example, it's 1% focus on the problem, 99% focus on the solution. When we're doing that, we're effective. We're spending a ton of time identifying, admiring the problem, complaining. And by the way, do a little venting. Complaining is healthy. Feeling angry is okay. Feeling the feelings is okay. It's what we do after that to go back into solution-driven mode, right? These are all the sciences of the things that we're talking about. And in terms of the personal injury world, you know, our mission in building this team was really to go out and compete and serve people at a higher level. And it wasn't just to help people get money in their personal injury cases. It was to create material that people watched on a daily basis, like the mastery videos, the morning mastery videos. I truly believe that by people watching those videos, it's going to change the trajectory of their joy, their happiness, their productivity, their life, versus starting their day in the way they did, by watching the news, seeing what's wrong, blowing on the horn, and getting pissed off. What's wrong with this person? I sit in cars with people I love and care about, and it's remarkable to me. You know, they're like, we're having a really nice higher vibrational conversation about something really good or a happy, memorable moment. Somebody comes and goes, watch what they're on the cell phone, what's wrong with it? And I'm just like, why? You know what I mean? Like, and where is that, I know where it's coming from. I could give you the why, but why would we want to break that conditioning? Well, how is that serving our higher purpose? The person can't even hear us. And we're yelling, you know, in our cars at people who can't hear us in crazy ways. Imagine if we were that passionate about the good things that we wanted to accomplish. Imagine we carried that intensity every day about our own gain instead of getting out our aggression or upset or frustration on other people who are stupid because they're on a cell phone, by the way, we're doing the exact same thing probably a lot of the time, right? We're not paying attention where they're going, maybe because they're slightly lost, which happens to all of us all the time, does it not? So this happens. So what is this video all about? It's about saying, this is the right place for you if you want people that are caring, urgent, and aggressive, that work incredibly hard. If you're like, this is like how you sell your personal injury services, well, yeah, it is. Because if you want people who think this way, behave this way, will then interact with you this way and carry your case forward this way, great. You want the ending pieces? Yeah, we have 2 top 100 national jury verdicts, one of only 2 law firms in America that have that between 2014 and 2016. Let's say there's 1 million lawyers in America, approximate number, 298 lawyers appeared in the top 100 national jury verdicts, out of the 298 out of 1 million, between 2014 and 16. 2 were there twice out of 1 million. Us and a law firm from California. You want somebody that's argued to the New Jersey Supreme Court and won. You want somebody who settled a case for $17 million that people said couldn't be done, had massive jurisdictional problems. You want somebody who had the guts to try a case for $300,000 when most lawyers would have walked away from it and said, we're not doing it. I'm sorry, tried a low impact case, minimal damage, low injury, an injury people that the lawyers you would call would say, oh, that's a verbal threshold case, it's a nonsense case, I'm not wasting my time. Try a case like that, got $300,000. That puts Callagy in rarefied territory. But all the things I just said are the byproduct of what we're talking about. It's the byproduct of that. And we're taking our game to a higher and higher level. And if you just want us to help you get some money for a case, listen, we're here to help do that, but that is not how we can help you. We go get you X dollars on your case, that's it. It's over. Connecting to these principles, watching the Daily Mastery videos, and really helping to create a movement of making other lives better and your own better, that's what we're here to really do. And we're happy to help you with your case, and we're going to help with your case, but we believe we can help you a whole lot more than that. Anything, any closing words?
No, that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's basically caring, and thank you.
No? Any? Good?
We're good, thank you.
Callagy Law, personal injury, our Jersey City office and team, blowing up the world, making things happen. I am super grateful for all you guys. Please, if you have any question, you're working with another attorney right now, come talk to us. We'll give you our thoughts on what should be happening. If you want a different type of relationship, come see what's up here at Callagy Law. Give us a call at 201-261-1700. I'm Sean Callagy, my partner. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.